Hey everyone, my name is Rooster and welcome back to Mechabellum. In today's video, I've got quite the special replay for you guys. I'll be playing against Xiaolao, one of 201's strongest, and having a look at my packs, I think I do want to play some aggro. Xiaolao is very good in long-range fights, so I don't want to give him that advantage, and I just generally prefer playing aggressively as well to kind of make sure that we don't end up in a mirror. Amplify spec looks good, Typhoon spec looks good as well, but I had played quite a few steel balls already and I wanted to give the Saber start another go, even though it really isn't my favorite and I don't have the best matchup here with my slow army into the Stormcallers and Crawlers, but with 5300 hit points and getting the small amplifying cores or SMAMPs, I think I should have a good chance of stabilizing. Now, what I wanted to do here is buy double Hound and give them the small amplifying cores, but I will immediately say that this is kind of a mistake, and the reason for that is my opponent is a fortified specialist, and I hadn't looked at this, common oversight, but there's a difference here where the Crawlers have 324 hit points, and with the small amplifying cores, the Hounds only have 320 attack damage. Normally, when you do this, you will be able to one-shot Crawlers, but because of Fortified Specialist, I'm not. So I really should have given them to the Sabers instead, just to get it added tankiness. Don't really need the damage on that unit, but that would have been a better line to go for. Now, opponent here goes for double Arclight, symmetrical setup, kind of as expected. And yeah, as you can see here, Hound's just not quite one-shotting the Crawlers. And that is creating some problems where, well, I have to shoot every Crawler twice to take it down. And here, sadly, my Saber is not working together well with the Hound. The Hound has gotten the message. He knows what needs to be done, but will get stopped in his tracks by these Stormcallers. And meanwhile, the Saber is just stuck shooting at these Crawlers as my Fangs are trying to do what they can. But they won't quite be able to do the job, and so Xiaolao here will come out ahead and shave off some of my hit points on round 1. Round number 2, we get a bunch of cards offered, and Xiaolao goes for a quick skip, but I decide to go for Improved Sledgehammer. This is not a card that I've played a lot, but I have had some success with it lately, and honestly, it's quite a fun one. You get 100% attack boost, so you can even take on, bigger, tankier units with your Sledgehammers, thanks to this card. You get 3 bonus move speed and you only need to pay 50 more. So what I decide to do is sell out of the Saber because, well, it's a big sitting duck or target for the Stormcallers, and instead it allows me to buy 2 Sledgehammers and push the left side. Opponent goes for a Phoenix though, but I have some late Fangs arriving here from the flank on round 1. I added them to defend, any type of attempt of a tower debuff there from the side, but they might be able to survive because they're so late and take down these Phoenixes at the end of the round. Sledgehammers will come out ahead. It took them some time, but they've managed to get to the tower. And yeah, now the Fangs are moving in. And we should be able to take the second round. So a good bounce back there from me. Happy with how that has gone. And now we enter round number 3, and suddenly things are not looking so good anymore because there is a level 2 Scorpion available. And realistically, there isn't really anything here that could help me. I mean, I could go for the Wasps, obviously, but, well, they're likely not going to do all that. They're annoying, but they won't allow me to deal with a level 2 Scorpion that has 44,000 hit points. The other thing is, I was selling out of a lot of units and trying to transition into Sledgehammers here, but I mean, I can't really compete with a level 2 Scorpion this early on, so I decided to go for the Melting Point, and I was expecting the Scorpion to be facing my Sledgehammers and just hoping I could get some type of lock and then, well, see from there what I want to do. Do I want to keep investing in Sledgehammers? Do I want to go for another pivot? Who knows? But there are definitely some issues already because I have some Sledgehammers that could be my chaff clear if I want to invest and get Mech Rage. I've got a couple of Hounds with items. Do I want to sell those, retrieve the items? Do I want to go deeper into Hounds after all? What about this Sabertooth? There are a bunch of kind of loose pieces on my board that need some coordination and I need to make some decisions, but I kind of want to see what my opponent does first. So For now, I decided to go for more sledgehammers here on the shallow flank on the right side to distract the enemy units and create some more pressure. And also because even if I don't want to invest into improved sledgehammers in terms of techs, it's going to be quite difficult for me to sell out of everything. So I'd rather try and at least create, you know, something here. Even if I have to leave the sledgehammers to just die. But yeah, you can see what's happening. This scorpion is just feasting on my sledgehammers. The sledgehammers are not clearing the chaff well enough. I get flanked on the bottom left corner. And things are just really looking bleak on round number 3. And I was a bit of at a loss here. Not sure what to do here to fix this. Opponent pretty much has a solid board with chaff clear, storm collars, anti-air. I mean, most of the things are dealt with. But here comes Improved Wasp. And I still do run my Improved Wasp tech setup, which is range, high explosive, elite, and anti-air. And so I think, you know what? I mean, this melter really isn't going to do anything. The sledgehammers are not going to chaff there well enough for this to connect. And even if it does, I think it's like a 50-50 matchup at best when the Scorpion is already a high level. And Xiaolao here goes for the photon coating item. And I decide to sell my melter since it did nothing and fund an elite recruit double improved wasp. I wanted ideally to push on the left side of the board here, kind of try and get rid of the Scorpion as fast as I can. But there is this crawler on the flank. I added a level 2 elite recruited crawler in front of it so that it would win. But I don't want my wasps to be too far up front. And I also don't want them to get distracted on the flank right now, because I want them to push in, hopefully get a tower, and then, yeah, win the round in that fashion. Lucky for me, opponent doesn't have much in the way of anti-air this round. He's got a couple of fangs, but all of them are dying right now. And I wouldn't expect these phoenixes to be able to take down what is going to be 24 wasps. And yeah, have a look at this, right? Improved wasp, 60% bonus attack and HP, and 20 bonus range. They hit like a truck at level 2. And so the right side is quickly dealt with. They are pretty much the only thing left alive. But with my opponent only having half a pack of fangs, and the fangs kind of walking into their demise here, I will at least be able to save myself some hit points and start focusing on this wasp comp that I want to build. And so ideally here, I just keep teching the wasps now early and work until the next drop. But here comes the next drop, and oh my days, I was so annoyed when I saw this. Triple Mustang for free after I get into the wasps, which, normally speaking, I don't think Mustang is a big problem for my wasp setup, but it is kind of predicated upon me getting into wasp, then my opponent seeing the wasps, having to buy stangs, but not being able to buy range immediately. And by the time they have range, I will have range and high explosive, and so I keep ahead in levels and techs until I get into the Sandworm so I can get into Sandstorm. But here, suddenly we're on even footing again. That's round 5, 4 deployments, 4 Mustangs with range, which is making things very difficult for me, because I didn't get anything I want either, right? If there was a Sandworm in here, I'd be kind of fine, but I kind of have to pick something that I want to keep, because I have sledgehammers I want to sell, I have hounds I want to sell, items to retrieve. I am in a bit of a pickle. Now, I did get the levels, so that's what we do first. I sell out of a sledgehammer, because it's just dying instantly to the Scorpion, and the item goes onto my wasps here on the left. And I decide to go for rhinos. Rhino Wasp is an alternative to Sandworm Wasp, which is weaker, but here I get the level 2 rhinos for free practically, and at least I should be able to use them. They're pretty good into pretty much everything on this board. Even into the low-level Scorpions, they should do quite well. And I throw both of them here onto the flank, hoping to distract some of these Mustangs for long enough. I do pick up the range on my Wasps as well, and pick up 2 more. But sadly, at this point, I would have wanted to have high explosive already. Or rather, I would have wanted range and my opponent to have unranged Mustangs, and then get high explosive next turn when he gets range, but I am basically a turn behind again. And yeah, the Rhinos there did alright, but left side, those level 1 Wasps not quite able to deal with the Mustangs. I will lose my tower, and I think I will also lose the round because of it. And since my Wasps are high level already, these Mustangs are already starting to level. Now round number 6, Ion Blast shows up. Cheap spell, and I decide to go for it. I feel like I am kind of required to do so, because left side is just too powerful for me to deal with. The Scorpion is too tanky, there's too much chaff, there's double Mustang with level. I can't really compete. I have no front line, I have level 1 Wasp there. I do pick up the high explosive to be able to chaff clear and kill the Wasps more, or the Mustangs more easily. But I need some help on the left side with the Ion Beam, which is why you will see that being positioned the way that it is. And now, round number 6, I decide to recruit more Rhinos and click the Armor Tech. This gives them 50% hit points, and it also will block pretty much all of the damage here from the Mustangs. And I am hoping I'll be able to just kind of move in and take care of this Scorpion. Opponent ends up moving the Scorpion to the left side instead, where I did add another Rhino, and goes for one Steel Ball in front of this Rhino. Really good response from him. And let's see how this goes. Again, I am selling out of the Sledgehammers. I still have the Sabertooth to sell, the Hounds as well. There is still a lot of things that I need to solve. Left side, Ion Beam. Very, very good. Allowing me to basically kill all of the Mustangs. But right side, still struggling somewhat. My Rhinos are already dead. And the Wasps don't quite have a lead marksman yet, so their damage against the Scorpions isn't the best. And so despite going for the Ion Beam, which my opponent skipped, I am going to be losing quite significantly there, putting me down to 542 hit points on round 7. Round number 7, we get Portable Shield. And I do decide to pick that up. It's a great item on a Rhino for now. And also a nice item to kind of transition onto a Sandworm if I manage to get there. Because I might very well die this round. Photon Coating could have been a good one too. Cheap item. Very good on something like a Sandworm, which you have no way of Photon Coating apart from that. And yeah, let's see. I just decided to elite recruit more Wasps at this point to try and get in. We get the mobile beacon with the Rhino towards the tower. We get blue Wasps here at the front. Trying to help out, clear the fangs as fast as we can. And left side is kind of being left to its own devices. This tower has been leveled because I am expecting this to lose. And opponent already has second tech now on the Mustangs with the aerial specialization. Both of us are loaning. Temp range, temp speed has been clicked, and have a look at this Rhino. It stops for a bit, but it manages to get to the tower, punches it once, 9 seconds of debuff, and that is going to help us tremendously. The Scorpions are now going down, the Wasps are doing great. The Rhino, still alive, will only go down now, but by the time it goes down, there's basically half a pack of Mustangs left, and I don't think that's going to be enough to take down these Wasps. And so some way, somehow here, we have managed to hold on. It's a very marginal win, mind you, which is kind of a classic when you play small units like the Wasps. But we've managed to at least make it until round number 8 with more unit drops showing up. Now, nothing in here really catches my eye. I guess I could have gone for Phantom Rays with armor if I really wanted to. But I thought I just really needed to get the money. 300 for Phantom Rays plus another 300 for armor would mean that it gets really hard for me to get all the levels on the Wasps, and I kind of want to grab Elite Marksman as well. So instead I take the Vulcan, I sell it for 600, and I decide to go for a final blitz on the rhinos. I put down some missile interceptors here because I'm expecting him to try and slow me down. And again, we're going to aim this at the tower. If this manages to get within a radius of 48 meters of the tower, then it should be able to take it down, even though it has been leveled now. 23,000 hit points. This rhino will explode for 64,000 damage. And hopefully we can get another round. I also pick up the third tech finally with the elite marksman. I mean, I have a whole bunch of high-level wasps. Level 5 here on the right side. Level 4 beside it. That'll tremendously help to mitigate the nerf from the high explosive ammo. And get some nice bonus damage onto the shields, the tankier units like the scorpions. And perhaps also require less shots with the high explosive to kill the Mustang packs. So yeah, rhinos here will explode, but they should take down the steel balls with them. Another one there will explode, take the shield. This shield will go down, and yeah, this rhino, slightly tankier, running in, gets near the tower, explodes, but takes the tower with it, and so 7 seconds of debuff are mine once again. And now it's all up to the wasps. Looks like a very close fought round yet again, even though we did get that debuff, but at the very least, we should survive, and I think we should even win. As we take down another shield, and we manage to intercept some missiles as well. This is starting to look maybe doable. I mean, opponent's still down to, or up to 2,500 hit points. I'm gonna need multiple rounds, likely, to be able to win this. And now, round number 9, we get the nukes. And I have to pick it here. I feel my opponent goes for it as well. I will say, I kind of completely forgot about the nuke that he would pick up, and so you will see me not really playing around it on the wasps. I don't run shield either way, so that wasn't something I could click, but maybe I could have tried to mobile beacon some of the wasps to the left side. What I'm gonna do instead is try to nuke the left side of the board, because I think the right side is my strong suit. What I will need to do though is try and break the shields, because I know that he will be shielding, and right now I don't have enough stuff on the left side to get rid of these shields. And so again, we will be taking some rhinos. They don't have to survive. All they have to do is get close enough to the shield to make it explode. And then hopefully the nuke will take care of the rest. Still though, this is looking a little bit dicey on the right side of the board, I will say. Looks like at least 3 of my wasp packs, maybe 3.5, will die to this nuke. And there are still some scary Mustang packs on the right side that right now are not going to die, it looks like. So let's see how this goes. Rhinos are walking in. And I will take down the shields. But here comes the nuke. Left side it is good for me, but right side, yeah. Lose about 3 packs of wasps there. And my opponent still does have some Mustangs left alive. But on the left side, we now get a tower debuff. And even though I only have 1 wasp pack left alive, my opponent only has 1 Mustang pack left from the looks of it. If I can get another debuff here, I think I should be surviving. All we need to do is get rid of this arc light. Maybe we can even get rid of the scorpion. We can. And though I lose my tower and will lose the round barely with only 2 Mustangs surviving, I am still in it, and I managed to stave off the nuke round. Round number 10, and suddenly my ion beam is back off cooldown, and my opponent never took it. Does get the incendiary bomb here to get rid of the chaff that I have, but I have to say I don't have too much chaff. And I decide to go for the electromagnetic impact. Again, I am expecting some shields, but getting rid of most of the shield hit points should allow this ion beam to land quite effectively and get rid of some Mustangs. And I have a good amount of money left as well. I am selling out of the Hounds, the Sabers, all of those units that we had at the start, slowly retrieving the small amp cores and throwing them onto my high-level wasps. And finally, it is time to kind of step away a little bit from all this Rhino investment and get into the better scaling units, which is going to be the Sandworms. So this is going to be a triple Sandworm turn with Sandstorm. And that's hopefully going to land somewhere near the Mustangs, reducing their range and allowing my Wasps to have the upper hand. I am kind of prioritizing the left side, of course, because I have the Ion Beam on the right side to help me out. So ideally, I take care of most units in that way, and then the left side will need these Sandworms to do the trick. This flank is not really doing too much. It's delaying my units a little bit, but maybe that's a good thing. And have a look at this Sandworm right now. There we go. I think the Rhino managed to get in. I might have even hit it with my own Ion Beam to make it explode. And the Sandworms on the left side, I mean, they're surviving for a good amount of time. All of the Mustangs are now caught inside of the Sandstorm. And from winning rounds marginally, this is quite a big one, sending my opponent down to 642 hit points as we enter round 11. Round 11, Acid Blast here shows up, and I was kind of expecting my opponent to pick that up, so I might have to play around it. Heavy Armor is available too. It's a cheap item, and at this point, I probably should just pick it up. Get that bonus 80% hit points on a Rhino, or even a Sandworm, which managed to level up instantly. And so now I have to think, if I am my opponent, what would I do? I would pick the Acid. I would probably layer it here on the right side of the board. And I would probably click EMP on my Arc Lights, because these Rhino explosions have been rather annoying. Even if they don't get to the tower, they've been exploding steel balls, they've been taking down shields, whatever. And, well, I decided to go for a third tech on Rhino. I take the level here on the corner Rhino. Again, it's going to be going into this tower, which has now been leveled to level 4. So will only yield 3 seconds of debuff if we even manage to take it down. And yeah, we do get the Acid. And I clicked Photon because that'll allow the Rhino to get in without having to worry about the acid damage. And it'll protect it against potential EMP. I also pick up another Sandworm. I do take the level here on the Sandworm from last round. Give that the heavy armor and have a look at that. My intuition was right, and my opponent does click EMP Arc Light at the final moment. And let's have a look at this guy. I have actually forgotten to click the high mobility, the bonus speed, but the Rhino, it just doesn't care right now. That's a level 3 double shot Scorpion, by the way, shooting at it. But it is just doing absolutely nothing to it. And I thought this Rhino would be dead by now, but it is simply going to chop down the tower while it's still alive. And while the left side was going somewhat even, the right side is winning convincingly, and the Rhino is even going to be alive alongside this Sandworm. And that'll be enough to take the win. Yeah, this was quite the crazy game. I, at no point, except maybe for like the final couple rounds, thought I would win this game. I had a pretty bad starter. I then went into a different type of unit with the Sledgehammers. Scorpion showed up. I had to pivot out of Sledgehammers. I went into Improved Wasp, kind of trying to sell everything and go all out on this tech bar that I run. Then Mustang showed up, and things were looking very bleak. But some way, somehow, the Boom Rhinos were able to keep me in for long enough. I was able to survive the nuke round and eventually get to the Sandworm Wasp comp that is, well, basically, I think, Exodia once you get to this stage, if you run this tech bar, if you have Improved Wasp. Yeah, quite a crazy one. Honestly, the Rhinos did fantastic. I will say this corner Rhino was an absolute little pest for my opponent. He just couldn't get rid of it. I kept putting down this missile interceptor here to make sure that it didn't get slowed down. And the photon coating, I think, on the final round definitely made a huge difference as we were able to get to the tower. And even though it was only a small debuff, it was able to distract so much, just keeping this Scorpion occupied while the Wasps did their thing. Either way, if you like this, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know down below what you thought of this game. Is it the craziest thing that you've seen? Or have you played something like this before? Let me know. If you want to stay up to date with latest content, please consider subscribing. And if you want to see me play live, check me out on Twitch. With that being said, take care, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.